In this video we will be plotting a point on a 30 degrees which equals to pi out of 6 radians angle. Given sine of theta equals to y out of r and cosine of theta equals to x out of r, what is x and y point in terms of theta? So let's take sine of theta equals to y out of r, and let's solve this for y value. Y is being divided by r. The inverse of division is multiplication, and we have r in denominator, so let's multiply both sides by r. On the right, r and r will cancel, and we get r sine theta equals to y. This finds y value of the point, so y is equal to r sine theta. Let's find the x value by taking cosine of theta equals to x out of r and solving it for the x value. X is being divided, so the inverse is multiplication. Denominator is r, so we need to multiply by r. Whatever we do to one side of the equation, we need to do the same thing to the other side, so times r. On the right, r and r will cancel, and we get r cosine of theta equals to x. So the x value of the point is equal to r cosine of theta. Now we can proceed to graphing. So for theta equals to 30 degrees, we need to plot points on the graphing utility for each of the following radii. First point has r equals to 1. So let's substitute 1 for r, and theta is 30 degrees, so 30 degrees for theta, into our solution. So we get r is equal to 1, so 1 times x value is represented by cosine, so cosine of 30, comma, and we have r times sine, which represents the y value, and the angle is still 30. We can simplify this. We have 1 times cosine will be just cosine of 30. 1 times sine will be just sine of 30. Let's plug this into a graphing utility. So over here I have a GeoGebra interface with the graph being in polar coordinates, which means it just divides x and y axis into angle values. So let's plug our point in. We need parentheses for the point. We need cosine function for x value. The angle was 30, comma. We need sine value for y, so we have sine and the 30. And here we go. Point A is plotted on a third of the first quadrant. 90 divided by 3 gives us 30 degrees. So we know we have entered it correctly. So point B, we need to substitute 2 for the radius. We get 2, which is radius, times cosine. The angle is still 30 degrees, comma, 2 times sine, and the angle is still 30 degrees. And this will be our point for B. 2 cosine 30 and 2 sine 30. So let's go back to the graphing utility. Alright, so we need parentheses for the point. The radius is 2. X value is represented by cosine, so cosine. The angle is still 30 degrees, comma, 2 sine, and we want to use the same angle. Here we go. Point B is still on the same 30-degree angle, which is a third of 90 degrees, except now instead of radius 1, it has radius equals to 2. So let's substitute 5 into our formula to get our third point, and I'm gonna do it over here. So the radius is 5. We need cosine value for x, so cosine still 30 degrees, and 5 sine of 30 degrees, and this should give us our point with radius equals to 5. So let's begin with parentheses for the point. Radius is 5. We need cosine for x. angle is still 30 degrees, comma, 5 for radius, sine of 30 degrees, and enter. And we get our C point way over here with the radius 5, still on the same angle. That's all.